It's Madden NFL 23, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's coming up next.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now. They'll start on the ground, and right away, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. To throw, Young. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick six, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next.
Touchdown, Jaguars! A great effort there. 34 yards. And the Jags use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, "Let's go, big boy. You're still our leader."
And Young's throw there incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Young on third down. And that will be incomplete.
Two drives will tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. But now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Nix. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Touchdown! Oh, a great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Jags grab it. But remember, he had a fumble earlier in this first quarter that they were able to retain, but this time, not as fortunate.
No, not at all. And you and I know that the coach right now on the sideline, that's what he's saying to him. Look, I get a fumble every now and then, but 2 in the first quarter, that can't happen anymore. We've got a strict ball.
Touchdown, Jaguars! An 11-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm? Meaning the sideline is protecting you. Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously the 4 points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
Now here's Young. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop your offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. That throw by Young incomplete.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense has been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
That throw by Young incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner, and that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And they'll have a short field to go as this drive starts on the fringe of the red zone at the 20.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Back to throw. Nix. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 6 yards away. And the Jaguars have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down.
Here we go.
Young will set to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe. But I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. And here now come the Falcons.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team built in the opening quarter, and man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Jags grab it. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Throwing on 1st down. Nix. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing.
The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Hurry!
Looking to throw. Nix. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance. First half touchdowns. And the Jaguars continue to pull away here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. That pick six just a moment ago. Things went from bad to worse. Look up at the scoreboard now. Not looking good here. We'll see if they can put something together on this drive. 1st and 10. Young on 1st down. Looking sideline, incomplete. His first half struggles continue. He has yet to complete a pass. Hard to believe.
It is, because I don't see anything wrong with him physically. Maybe he's a little amped up to begin with. Would have thought he would have settled down by now. I think someone's got to get in his ear, got to be a psychologist a little bit, and get him back on track.
Young. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Pressure comes, and the Jags block it. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run on the inside handoff. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Falcons on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Young now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
Falcons, nothing.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble that led to a touchdown.
And, Brandon, I would say they have a mission on this drive, and the bottom line is protect the football, just put together something that they can let the last drive go. Yeah, it was a bad play. They gave up points, but that doesn't mean they have to go that way the rest of this ball game.
And, oh, my goodness, he loses it again. And the Jags grab it, and he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the extra point works to extend. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
Wow. The ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game. And
oh, the Falcons fly in and they block it. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Jaguars extend their lead yet again.
Bronco switch.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Atlanta regains possession of the football.
Ready?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Throwing, Young. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the...
Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
The second down throw for Young. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Falcons send out their punter. And he's had all kinds of problems just getting punts off so far. Pressure comes again, and they get him again. Inside the 20. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Jags will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. They'll try and throw for it. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter, my goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Back to it after the pick 6. Young. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This is taken deep in their territory and out of bounds right around the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime. Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. Starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Nix escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Red challenge flag making an appearance. Doug Peterson not liking what he
Previous
saw
play is
there.
under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Doug Peterson successful there on the challenge, throwing out the flag. A good call. So they'll come up after the incompletion for... Off the play fake. Nix. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. Past the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
This guy's proven himself to be one of the best in the NFL. He brings an added dimension to their offense with his ability to read defenses and know when he's able to pull it down and take off and go.
Touchdown, Jaguars. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks in the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You maybe forget about some of the ones that you should be covering, and they made them. Didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
60 Eagles! 60 Eagles! Ready?
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
On the jump!
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Young to throw it. And his throw is incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guy.
Oh, Young loses it, and the Jags grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Brandon, that's the third time he's fumbled so far in this game, and you can make excuses for each and every one of them, but the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate one fumble, twos, oh my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
And incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining momentum.
On 1st and 10, Nix. He finds his man, complete. That's Frazier. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DeLance Turner from 17 yards out. And the Jaguars just continue to roll. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Falcons offense set to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their...
And my goodness, another interception. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Off the bootleg, Nix. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
18 Cardinal.
On 1st down, Nix. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter
Personal
number
foul,
3.
roughing the passer, defense.
They threw it. They just threw the flag.
Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, Nix. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. DeLance Turner with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Falcons ready to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Here is Young. Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt.
And, oh, that is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Ready, ready.
Off the bootleg. Nix. Touchdown, Jaguars! When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here, and when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Reload, roll.
Looking to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario like, what feels good to you? What feels good to your team? You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this...
Oh, Young loses it. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return?
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And did he get the feet down? They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Let me go. A little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On 1st and 10, Young. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Bind, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball, have it in his hands, and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, 19 Tigers. Ready?
It's Young on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Oh, Young loses it. And the Jags grab it. He won't get in, but they are going to have the football in a great spot. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They'll look to throw. And this is going to... So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. So out come the Falcons now.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already... for a while.
The previous
but
play
everyone
is under
on offense
review.
knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Young to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Extra point forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Well, the Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys.
Oh, Young loses it.
And the Jags grab it.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he back. And it falls down incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL.
Even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the...
Oh, Young loses it.
And the Jags grab it, and they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Switching. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, go!
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 62 yards for him on the ground now and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Going with their tight end on 4th. And he dives forward, and he is going to have the first down with that effort. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
And they will take a knee here.
Let's go, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Let's go, Packer. Let's go. Oh, yeah.
And they take a knee. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is,